Hello. Thank you for your interest in the community survey preserving green and open space in Beacon. We appreciate the time you take to fill out the survey and add points to our map form so that we can prioritize green space and open space in the city of Beacon. After you've filled out the survey, we ask that you please follow the link either in the beginning, the intro here of the survey, or in the link that is generated after completion of the survey, which takes you to the map form. Once you get to the map form, you'll be presented with this introduction explaining to you the purpose of this map form and how to use it to input information and your priorities and concerns of open and green space in the city of Beacon. As you scroll down, you'll see instructions on how to use the map tool, which I will go through here momentarily, as well as instructions in Spanish. So the first step, once you get to the map form and you want to input a point or feature of interest that you are looking to prioritize or to let us know that you're concerned about in the city of Beacon, the first step will be to enter information. So here we see the tab for entering the name or description of a green space feature or open space feature of interest. For instance, for this exercise, I will enter Dennings Point. The next step is to select from the drop-down menu whether it is existing green or open space or it is a future opportunity that you would like to identify. In this case, I know Dennings Point is an existing green or open space, so I will select that. The next drop-down prompt asks asks which type of category the green or open space falls under, and there's a drop-down menu there. And some of these might apply, more than one might apply to this specific feature that you're identifying. For this instance, I'll choose conservation area or nature reserve. The next step is to select your priority or level of interest in this feature. And this really kind of comes more into play if you're entering more than one and you might want to prioritize one over the other. In most cases, you'll probably want to select high. In this case, it's a high priority or level of interest for me, so I will choose that. And then you also have the option to leave a comment. So for instance, here, I personally might say, I enjoy walking the trails out to and value Again, that comment section is completely optional, but it helps us to understand why this specific feature might be of importance to you. The next step is to identify where on the map that particular location is. And there's a number of different ways to go about doing this. You have underneath the section title here, you have a search function in which you can search by either a specific place or address, or if you, for some reason, happen to have the GPS coordinates for there, this might not be very common, but if you do, that's one option. Or you can simply manually zoom in and out on the map by either using the plus and minus buttons on the toolbar to zoom in or using your mouse scroll bar, which oftentimes is easier. And then you can pan left and right by clicking on the map and dragging it. And if this map viewer here is not large enough for you, you can also choose to expand the map view by clicking on this map expansion icon here on the left, full screen. which might make it easier to zoom in and select your point. So I'm going to navigate to Dennings Point. You know, it's this particular peninsula here. It's jutting into the Hudson River. And I will click on the map where I want to drop the point. It gives me this green icon saying your submission will appear here. You can drag the pin to correct the location. So for instance, if I had accidentally dropped that, but I wanted to move it to another location that was more specific, I can do that. And I've dropped it now where I want it. And I will say, submit entry. Now that I've submitted it, I get notifications thanking me for my contribution, letting me know that my entry was submitted to the map, giving me the ability to share this form with others via social media or email, a link to the form that I can share with others directly. And I also have the ability to view submissions. So this allows me to view any submissions that I've submitted or any of those from other people. So let's click that and see how that looks. So here I can see an application that opens up showing me all the points that have been submitted by myself or others. There I can see my point for Dennings Point and another point that was identified or submitted by another user. Now, if I wish to enter a second submission, I have the option to do that by clicking the Submit Entry button over here in the bottom left. And if I do so, that returns me back to the original map form in which I just repeat the process. One other thing to mention and to highlight that I forgot to mention in the first go around is that on this base map, let's zoom in again here, the full map view in which I got by clicking that full screen map icon in the top left. And the thing that I forgot to mention is we have a few base layers that are added to this base map that might help you with your decisions and help guide your choices. We have the City of Beacon parcels identified here. So if you zoom in far enough, you can see each specific tax parcel within the city. And if you click on them and you toggle this next feature icon here, you'll see City of Beacon parcels, and it gives you the print key. So that might not be too useful, but it's useful to at least see some of the boundaries. We also have a trails layer, so we can see that in the red hatch marks here. These are trails within the City of Beacon and some of the surrounding municipalities. So we can see the trails over here on Dennings Point, as well as the trails leading up to Mount Beacon and other trails within the surrounding areas. And then also in this transparent green here, as we can see in the Hudson Highlands, and if we zoom in on the map on some of the parks, these are already identified open space areas. So again, if I click on one of these and toggle through, I see the Beacon open space layer, and I see that the name of this specific parcel that I clicked on is the Carmel of the Incarnation Nunnery at Hiddenbrook. Or if I click on, say, Memorial Park, again, I need to toggle through. I see that shows up as Memorial Park. So that might be a tool to help you identify specific existing green and open space within the City of Beacon. Again, once you have your specific area, your pin dropped on the map where you want it, and you've filled out all the information, you would again hit submit entry, and that would log it into the database. And again, this is very helpful for us in addition to the survey in identifying and prioritizing open space within the city of Beacon.